On this episode of TrailRecon, we're introducing Project XJ Overland, and I'm really excited about this. This is something I've been working on for a couple months. You know, I have two teenage boys who recently got their driver's license, and I needed to get them something they could drive. But I also wanted to get them something that they could hit the trail with me and not have to worry about sitting in the passenger seat of the Jeep or in the back. They could actually get behind the wheel and drive on their own and learn some off-road skills. So I wanted to pick up a stock Jeep Cherokee for them, and this is what we got. We got a 1999 Jeep Cherokee Sport, four-wheel drive, four-door, completely bone stock. And finding a completely bone stock Jeep in Southern California is not easy because a lot of people have done a lot of modifications, some good, some not so good. Some have been rock crawlers and they've been beaten up pretty bad. But finding one that was within our budget and was cheap was tough to do, and it took me a little while, but finally we found one, and here it is. Now this one needs a lot of restoration, which is fine because I love doing some restoration. I love having my boys in the garage with me. You know, we did a couple classic cars a couple years ago, and just working in the garage with them, doing that kind of stuff was fun. So we've got to do all kinds of cleanup, suspension, all kinds of things just to get it back to good driving condition. But then we're going to do an overland build once that's all ready. And when I say overland, I'm talking about, you know, it's comfortable to drive and we can go out in the desert and kind of self-sustain for a little bit. You know, we got to have some kind of sleeping system, some kind of maybe a kitchen in the back, some refrigerator, lots of storage. Just something that, you know, we can actually have some expeditions on and have all those kind of luxuries with us. So that's what this is all about. For them to use as a daily driver so they can go to school, go to football practice, maybe to their jobs if they need to. But then when we can hit the trail together, we can have two capable rigs. So let me walk around and show you what we got here. It's definitely not perfect. There's definitely some things we need to work on, but I think in the end, this is gonna be a great project. Let me show you what we got. So we spent $2,500 for this bad boy, and I gotta think I got a pretty good deal because it's pretty clean. I mean, all in all, the body is really square. The paint is good. It's not great. There's a little bit of oxidation just on the roof, but there's no rust. There is a little bit of a dimple right there, but otherwise there's no major dents on the body. She does have 202,000 miles on her, so she's got a lot of miles, but it is the 4-liter engine, when those things will run for a long time. Let me pop the hood and show you what we got. So the engine bay is okay. I definitely have a leak going on in here. I think it's from the valve cover in the rear, so we'll have to replace the gasket on there, but there is a lot of grease and grime down on the engine, so definitely need to do some degreasing and find out where all that leak is coming from. Hopefully it's not coming from the oil pan because those are a pain in the butt, but if it is, we'll get that squared away as well. I will say that this motor pulls really strong for having 202,000 miles on it. The transmission shifts great. 4-wheel drive, the transfer case shifts fine. Everything seems to be working really, really well. The suspension is our problem, so let's take a look at that. So this suspension needs a lot of work. All of the bushings are dry rotted. There's a lot of cleanup that just needs to get done. And when I'm driving down the road, when I hit about 55 miles an hour, I get a little shimmy. So I don't know if that is the tires need to be balanced, if the bearings are bad, the ball joints are bad. It might just be a combination of all kinds of things. The tires, interestingly enough, are old. I actually looked at the date code on the tires. The code is 2404, and they are from 2004, which is crazy. So those got to be replaced sooner than later. So the rear back here is just as worn out as the front. But the good news is we have the Chrysler 8.25, and you can tell by the 8.25 because it's got that flat bottom on it, which that's better than having the 35. So the interior is really actually pretty clean. There's a little bit of a rip in the seat here, but otherwise a little bit of wear on the steering wheel. But it's not bad. It's pretty clean in here, and everything works. All the air conditioning, all the gauges, the heater, the radio, it all works really well. Well, okay, there's a speaker out, so I gotta fix that. However, if you look up, yeah, we don't have a headliner. And somebody used a little bit of duct tape to repair their headliner. So we're gonna have to put a new headliner in and get some Gooby Gone and get that all squared away, but that's easily done. The rear is very clean. We got lots of room back here, so we can put all kinds of storage if we need to. This is just a donut, so we'll be getting rid of that and getting a full-size spare. Obviously, we're gonna get some bumpers on this bad boy, and I'm thinking a tire carrier for the rear. And then on the front, we're definitely going to want to upgrade the bumper and put a winch on there. We're also going to upgrade these lights and make sure we also get some off-road lights. But these lights are terrible. Plus this one is just kind of, I don't know, just kind of loosely fitting in here like that. So we're going to replace those, and then we're going to put some off-road lights, maybe a light bar, a roof rack, all kinds of cool stuff. Now for suspension, what I'm thinking we're going to do is go with a 3.5-inch lift, and then ultimately put some 33-inch tires on there. Now, I got to replace these tires sooner than later because they're probably just going to dry rot and fall right off. So I might have to start small in the beginning and then upgrade later on. But we're definitely going to upgrade to some nicer rims and definitely get some bigger tires. And I think 3.5 inches is the way to go. So what do you think, guys? How'd we do for $2,500? Did we get a lemon, or did we get something that's got a lot of potential? I see Project XJ Overland as a lot of potential. I'm really excited to kind of get to work on this. You know, this is just going to be an addition to the channel. All the other stuff we still do, our off-road trails, doing the rig walkarounds, the product reviews. We're still going to keep bringing all that good content to you guys, but this is going to be kind of a good, fun project that we're going to share with you, and I'm going to get my boys involved and make them do some of the work. I'm really excited about it. We're going to share also how much it costs along the way. You know, I can't put a price on our elbow grease, but I will tell you how much we spend on each thing, and we'll kind of keep a tally to see how it goes from stock all the way to the end and see how much we spend. I'm really excited to get started on this. If you're visiting the channel for the first time and you're interested in following this or any of other stuff, make sure you subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Until next time, we'll see you out on the trail.